Hello friends. So, immediate constituent analysis. Constituent means, as we have already seen, a unit, a word or a group of words that functions as a unit, that is constituent. So in an immediate constituent analysis, what you do is you get a sentence and then you try to find out the layers of units, how that sentence has been formed. Alright. So we saw introductory lecture in our first lecture we saw something about this. Then secondly, in our second lecture we had definitions given by Gleason, then Willem Unt and Frank Palmer and Christopherson and Sandwell and so on. And advantage also we saw. Now, in my first lecture, you remember that we were talking about how do you know where the cut has to be applied, or where you should have the node. Cutting point is a node, N-O-D, node. These things we have seen already. But what are the conditions, or what you can say? How do you decide? So there are two clues, so to say, And the first one is, you have already seen, but once again, that is expansion. Expansion, or we say, what do we say? Otherwise, what is the other name for that expansion? Or substitutability. Substitutability. Isn't it? Substitutability. Now that means, expansion here means, this is not the, this is expanding like this, but whether we can substitute a group of morphemes in the same environment in another structure. That's the example we have seen. If you say, the young man went out. Suppose a structure like this. Now the question that there will be, first one is, where will you apply the cut? It has to be binary. You have to cut every structure into two. Binary means that two. You cannot have a ternary cut. But ternary means three. For example, foot pound second. It will say, see, if you have got a structure like this, foot pound second. You have second. Now here there is a problem. How will you do? Foot pound second. So there you have some problem. These problems we will see this, later. Okay. Problem solving session will be there, so don't worry about it. Yeah. So the young man went out. Now naturally we will say we will cut here, isn't it? Why? Because the young man, instead of that you can write he. Isn't it? Went out you can say ran out. See, these are what are called as what do you call, these structures. Instead of the young man, you can substitute he. Instead of went out, you can say ran out. Or you can say slept. So that is similar. Understand that? Group of words, they can be substituted. Or he can say the young man, he can say the young women. Why can't you say the young she, you can say, instead of that. Isn't it? Or those young men. All these are possibilities. So therefore that is the reason why you cut here. This structure can be substituted in the same environments by he, the young man, she, those young men, those young women. Then you can also say Indians. Instead of he, you can say Indian or Indians, a substitute. Here also, went out, ran out, slept, then you can say jumped. So therefore we say they can be substituted. But this structure and this structure can be substituted. Understand? Or what is the expander? In this situation we say it is exocentric expansion. Exocentric. That means there is no fixed head word. No fixed head word. See that the head words change. Young, he, young women. See, Indians, Indians or Indian American, they all have the same possibility of occurrence here. Therefore, actually you cut that. Understand? That's one. The second one is, there is another expansion, substitutability, and that is what we say. See, you see the child. The child cries. So cut will be naturally here, because instead of this we can say the small child. The small naughty child. Here you can say cried, laughed and so on. The small little naughty child. The small little naughty Indian child. See that? So here what happens is, there is a head word, child, 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 child. But instead of the child, you can substitute the small child, the small naughty child, structure. Understand that? That is the reason. So, what happens is that these structures, 1, 2, 3, 4, they can be substituted. The child can be substituted by this. That means they have got the same pattern of occurrence. That is the thing. Since they have the same pattern of occurrence, even if there is only one word, or he, even he will do here. He cries. Or she cries. Yes, she, a person's name, the child. Same pattern. Therefore, we can cut it. You can have the first node here. Simple sentence, so it becomes easy. Or otherwise also you can see. So that is the thing. Understand? Expansion. Then second is what we call freedom of occurrence. Freedom of occurrence. That means, as you can see, second is freedom of occurrence. Freedom of occurrence means, see a structure like this, old light house. Now you can apply the cut here. Old light house. Or you can say like this, old light house. And cut here. Which of these, old light or old lighthouse, which has got the largest possibility of entering into other construction? Naturally, it is lighthouse. You can say old lighthouse, you can say new lighthouse. New lighthouse. You can say modern lighthouse. You can say bright lighthouse. Like this. But if you say old lighthouse, then what is the other possibility? Lighthouse, then what? The possibility is very small. But in this case, it is not so. Lighthouse can enter into many other structures, constructions. So the freedom of construction, that's what it is. Understand? Freedom of occurrence. So, instead of this first cut here, this one first and here, you cut here. Because lighthouse has got the more freedom of occurrence. Means lighthouse can enter into number of structures like this. Newly built lighthouse, traditional lighthouse, otherwise there's newly built lighthouse. Newly built lighthouse. See that? Which is better to say? This one. That's all. Now I will give example. Okay, these are the two guidance, or you can see clues where the cut has to be applied. Now these are simple sentences. Suppose you have a complicated sentence or a bigger structure. So then what are we going to do? Then the problem comes. That's why we are saying. Okay, here we are. I'll give an example. Beautiful. Okay. We say like this, no? See. Yeah. Okay. Let's solve this. Beautiful girls dress. Here you have got ambiguity also. You can clear the ambiguity also. That is, beautiful girls dress. Beautiful girls dress. Now our traditional grammar is difficult. But by applying IC analysis, IC cuts, how are you going to clear this ambiguity? Let's see. Beautiful girls house also. Two meanings you can show. First cut is here. And then you will say, beautiful girls dress. Okay. So here who is beautiful here? Beautiful girls dress. So girls dress is beautiful. Understand? But if you say, suppose you cut like this. I parallel would be much better. Yeah. So if you say, one cut will be like this. Beautiful girls dress. Okay. So you cut like this. Beautiful girls dress. Okay. Then these two will go together. Girls dress. Now here you have another cut. Another way of displaying this, that will be beautiful girls dress. Beautiful girls dress. And here, beautiful girls. And here dress. Girls and dress. So here, who is beautiful now? Beautiful girl. Isn't it? This can of course be, if you want, you can say girl and yes. So in the first one, see this first one. What is beautiful? Girl's dress is beautiful. The second one, what is beautiful? Beautiful girl's dress. So the girl is beautiful. Right? Okay. Now coming back to our cutting. That is expansion and freedom of occurrence. Now in this case what happens is, both these displays, they have the same freedom of occurrence. Right? But they don't create any problem except that there is an ambiguity. Ambiguity can be easily solved by this. This is the advantage of, what is the advantage of IC analysis over traditional parsing or analysis. See that now it's very clear now. Yeah. Again, let's have another example. You know it much better. So what are we going to do is, you are see this. The another sentence is, the old man, a young man, is the old man who lives near me has gone to his son's house. So where will you have the first cut? This is a pretty long sentence. The old man who lives near me has gone to his son's house. So think of freedom of occurrence and also expansion. Now the old man, can you cut here? The old man who lives near me has gone to his house. What comes to your mind is the old man who lives near me. Up to that. That is one word. Why? Because this can be substituted by he lives near me, or the man lives near me, or the young man who lives near me, or those young men who lives near me, who live near me. Like that. So here you can see this. The old man who lives near me can be substituted by this. He. So if the whole thing is he has gone, see, he has gone to his son's house. So where will you cut? You cannot have cut here. He has gone to his son's house. No. He has gone to his son's house. No. So why? Because this is he and this is go. He goes, go. Instead of this, he goes. Okay, you don't get worried. He goes. So this sentence can be reduced to he goes. If it is he goes, where will you put the cut? Apply the cut. After he. So these things can be substituted. Why don't we cut after? He has, after he, here, he has gone up to this. Why? Because the whole sentence is he goes. Equivalent to he goes. He goes there. The son's house can be substituted by there. So he goes there. So where will you put the cut? He goes there. So he goes, instead of he goes, he has got gone. Has gone can be substituted by goes. Not the tense and meaning. I'm just telling you, I'm just showing you the possibility of substitution. So if it is he goes, where will you put the cut? He goes. Only two. So you put here. Like that, he has gone. So here. The reason is substitutable. Or also you can say freedom of occurrence here also. He goes can be she goes, sheep goes can be they go. Did you get that idea of freedom of occurrence or substitutability? Okay, so then you have got this thing, right? That's why here the first cut is the most important. Second cut is also constituents. You have to first and foremost the cut should be binary. Secondly, then you have to see they have to be constituents. They have to have a semantic synergy, we say, or what we got. They have to be a unit. It should be a unit when you cut. Two things, binary and also what you remove is, or what you cut and present as a part of the structure should have a unity, should have a meaning. Just you cannot cut anywhere. Yes. So yes, the old man who lives near me, up to that, has gone. Okay, now so we have like this. The old man who lives near me. Where will be the next cut here? Naturally, the old man who, can you say like that? The old man who lives here, lives near me. Can you have a cut like this? No. Why? This is not a constituent. The old man who is not a constituent. Why? Because it has no unity. The constituent means it should have the a total, that means there should nothing should be left out. So it should be a complete unified thing, as you can see. But if you cut here, the old man, okay. The problem is solved. Who lives near me? So this will be the cut. Understand? Then now this is a unit, or this is a constituent. By the old man, the young man, the semi-old man, the semi-mad man, the full mad man, the full grown man, half grown man, substitutability. Also freedom of occurrence. The old man can be used with many other structures. The old man went home, the old man fell into the river, the old man started swimming, the old man started writing, the old man got up from his grave, they buried him and he got up. So in this case what happens? Both parameters you are, or both conditions you are fulfilling. It can be, they can be expanded. The old man, the old tired man, the old tired hungry man, the old tired hungry able man, the old tired hungry able clever man. So again, that's why you are saying the old man here, not the old man who. The old man who is not a constituent, the old man who does not have any, you cannot expand it any further, may substitute it by anything else, it does not have a freedom of occurrence. So you apply the first cut here. And then in this structure it is old man who lives it. Then here you can see further cut. The old man. Is it possible? No. Why? This is not a constituent. Why? Because there is no meaning. Now what should you do to make it a constituent? You have to remove this and then you have to the old man. Perfectly alright. It has got freedom of occurrence. It can be expanded. Right? Endocentric or exocentric. Both ways you can expand. So the old man. Now you have the next cut here. Old man. And here, who lives? How will you cut here? Whom is he? Then I understood. Lives near me. Next will be, can you say lives near? And me here? No. Why? This is not a constituent, lives near. But this is a constituent, near me. The old man who lives near me, Only constituents can be further divided. Otherwise there will be no meaning. So this will be the first part will be done like this. Our body is small one, and so second part will be done now. So you understand that? Now I think now it's very clear to you. Why can't we say the old man who? Because it is not a constituent. Another reason is it has no expansion. Substitutability. The old man who has no substitutability. The old man has a substitute. The old man who has no freedom of occurrence. But the old man has a freedom of occurrence. So three things. It is to be a constituent. It should have freedom of occurrence, expansion possibility, or either expansion or freedom of occurrence. Normally what happens, if there is freedom of occurrence, there is also possibility of expansion or substitutability. Right? Is that clear? And now the second part. And then you can see now how it works. Yes. Second part. So far we have done. Okay. Second part. Has. Can you say has and gone to? Can you say like this? No. Why? Has itself is not a constituent. We go like this, has gone. Has gone is a constituent. And it has got the freedom of occurrence, and it is also, you can expand. And to his son's house is another unit, another constituent. To his son's house. this has to be has gone. Binary cut. Here, what will be the, how will you apply your cut? Where? Well, to his? No. Because that is not a constituent. To his. You can say to his son's house. Son's house. Now next one. Can you say his son's house? Can you get like that? His son's house? No. That is a his. Yes. To his son's house. Can you say? No. Because that is not a constituent. That is a his son's house. That is a constituent. And now you have again son's house. And this of course son and the apostrophe is son's house. This is a morpheme. So the analysis goes right down to your morphemes. Son, this is a constituent. This is another constituent. These two, another constituent. His son's house, another constituent. His son's house, her son's house. Father's son's house. Substitution. And freedom of occurrence. So this is how you are applying your cuts. Now you got it. When you look at this, you can see. Why don't we say the old man who? It is not a constituent. It has no possibility of expansion. It has no possibility of no freedom of occurrence. But if you say the old man, you will say constituent, freedom of occurrence. Sometimes you may think like this, no? Sir is supporting this, and so he is somehow finding out some kind of logic to present this. No, you can take any sentence and see. I think that this is alright. Okay? Is that clear? Now ambiguities again. You can see how ambiguities can be solved by applying IC analysis. Okay, here we go like this. See, you have got a beautiful girls' dress I told you. Now you have another interesting flying planes. Flying planes can be dangerous. Flying planes can be dangerous. So this is an ambiguous sentence. See, flying planes can be dangerous. Flying planes can be dangerous. Both this you can show by your IC analysis. Okay, the first one let's see like this. We will have in this way flying planes can be dangerous. So it is possible to flying, jumping man, flying man, jumping man, running man, walking man, flying planes, flying birds. So flying has got all this, the qualities we can say, where the cut can be applied. Now here, planes can be dangerous. Can be dangerous. Here, can and then be. See. Look at this. So what does that mean? Flying planes can be dangerous. So what is the meaning here? If you fly planes, that can be a very dangerous situation. If you don't know how to fly a plane, it will be dangerous. Okay, is that clear? Next. So that is one meaning. Ambiguities, we are going to solve the ambiguities. Next one will be, the cut will be flying planes. Flying planes can be dangerous. Okay? Here, flying planes. This is a unit or a constituent. Flying planes. And this is can be dangerous. And here, can and be. So here what is the meaning? Flying planes. Those planes which are flying in the sky, they can be dangerous. Are you happy that you can solve the ambiguities of structures by using IC analysis? But don't be so happy. Why? There are many sentences which IC analysis cannot solve. Otherwise, if this would be if IC analysis would give the final answer, then the grammar won't develop further, no? Why should you have PSG? PSG means phrase structure grammar. And then again, why do you want to move to something else, transformational generative grammar? And further you are going to government and binding. So that means let us not be that happy about this. But one thing is sure, you have to admit, this is a great improvement from our traditional grammar. Now I will tell you an example where we cannot do this. See, they can fish. Sentence. By using IC analysis. See? So because how are you going to do this? They can fish. Another will be they can fish. That will be they can fish. They can fish. So what does it mean? They can fish. They can fish. They can fish. They can fish. I can go. Substitutability is there. The constituent. Here, they constituent can fish. But what is the meaning? The tree won't tell you. The two different meanings. What are the two different? They can fish. They can fish. One is they have the ability to fish. The other is they can fish. Means they put fish in the can and pipe them. But by looking at this, how can you say this? They can fish. 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 You can understand. So there are instances like this where you cannot apply IC analysis and solve your problems. But there are many examples where you can. Say a sentence like this: I like green grapes and apples. I like green grapes and apples. Now, this is also an ambiguous sentence. Is it the green grapes and green apples, or only grapes are green? Well, we can show this without any difficulty. See, you have got I like green grapes and apples. Here is no problem, I like. Here, green grapes and apples. So, green grapes and apples and apples. Green, okay, that's all green grapes. So here with what is green here? Green grapes. and apples can be read already. Did you understand that? Now suppose you have a different analysis. See, you analyze it like this. I like green grapes and apples. Then I like green grapes. I like green grapes and apples. So now what is green? Green is grapes. Did you get that? So you can say, I like green grapes and apples. I like green grapes and apples. So what is the difference in meaning? What was the previous analysis? Our first analysis was, remember our first, have we taken that down? Okay, I like, sorry. So we said like this, no? First one was, cut will be, I like. Then green grapes and apples. Isn't it? And then we say, here we have got I like. Here we have green grapes and apples. Is it? This is what we did? Yes. Then we say grapes and apples. And here and apples. Now what is green here? I like green grapes and apples. So by changing your notes, you can. The other way we said, yes, only grapes are green. But now you can see green grapes and apples. You can solve that ambiguity. Right? Yes. So this is how you use this as a tool. An explicit grammatical tool. Explicit means you are putting everything before you, explicitly. You can see. I showed you that, how it can be done. Yes. Alright. So this is how you use IC analysis. So IC analysis, the point is, what are the clues? I have shown you, now you want one more example. We have got an example to show freedom of occurrence and what you call the expansion. You have the magician. The magician has gone to the city. A sentence like this. Suppose you write like this. The magician has gone to the city. What is the problem if you do like this? Because the magician has, it is not a constituent. Why the magician has? What is the meaning? What is the meaning? See, it is the magician has. But if he said, suppose you cut it like this, he has gone. The magician has got expansion, freedom of occurrence. Here also has gone, have gone, went. That's it. You cannot do has here. So then you have what the simple thing now. magician, and has gone. Why can't you say has gone to? You cannot say has gone to. It's not a constituent. It does not have freedom of movement, no expansion. So, has gone to the city. Now, this is to the city. Expansion is possible, substitution to the city, to the town, to the country, to the sky, to the to heaven, like that. So, has gone. Here we have got has gone, and here we have got to the city. Why don't you say to the here? To the city. Because to the is not a constituent. And to the has no substitution or freedom of movement. So to the city. And here you have the city. Understand? I think now that is clear to you. So we were talking about immediate constituent analysis. It's a wonderful tool, no doubt. Compared to the existing traditional grammar, it's wonderful. Now, what are we doing? And this is not complete in itself. They can fish. You cannot by presenting, drawing a tree diagram, you cannot disambiguate the sentence. It's not possible. So there are limitations. And what are these limitations? We will see in the next class. Okay? I hope you are following me. What I have given you is some concepts like that: tree diagram, constituent, branching, then node, is this node, freedom of occurrence, expansion, then what else? Ambiguity, and tree diagrams and branching, isn't it? Yes, diagonal lines. This is some new words maybe. Some of these may be new words. If you have any problem, as I told you, you can contact me, or if you are subscribed my channel, it's very easy. You can ask questions, write your doubts and problems. I will immediately answer. So now, as you can see, those people who are writing, they get the answer in seconds. As soon as I see it, I will answer. Yes. One gentleman sent a message to me saying that is about structuralism and culturalism. So, sir, I can understand this culturalism. Even after going through your lectures, it's not clear to me. So I explained to him, and then he replied, still I am not clear. Then what can I do? I asked him to call me, but he hasn't called me. If you call him, a lot of things I can give examples and other things like that. That's the thing. Okay? You can visit my site, that is englishforme.in. I think I have given you yesterday also. English, this is my site, englishforme.in. In Google. Some people search in YouTube, they do not get it. But Google, you will get it. You search in Google, englishforme.in, you will get all details about me and my site, what am I doing here, what are the things I have already done, what are the things I am going to do, all these things you will get all right. So till we meet again, bye. Hope you are enjoying, right? Take things easy, okay?